Well, hello, happy Pay It Forward Friday. This is Cindy, your host at Ask Cindy Connector Live, and a little bit about my show. I love paying it forward, especially on Fridays. And I actually started this broadcast about 3 years ago, and it's just a way for me to pay it forward. I have a lot of passion about my business, and it's also very important to have passion about others' businesses and connect people to my sphere of influence. So we have Nadia here today, and she is from Nuvision Credit Union. So Nadia, tell us, what is it that you do, and also tell us your story.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on. It's a pleasure to be on here and chat with everybody. And like you said, we just got to support each other, lift one another up, especially during this pandemic, right?
Yes.
I'm the Assistant Vice President of Community Engagement for Nuvision Credit Union, and Nuvision has branches throughout Southern California, Alaska, and Wyoming. And so my main responsibility is to support the good work that we do in the community and really look out for our partners and the people that are part of our credit union.
I'm going to the site. 1 second. So tell us about the site on Amazon.
Yeah, so right now during the holidays, we want to bring a little bit of hope and inspiration to families and children all around our community. We know that some families have been affected by layoffs and, maybe they lost a job or they were furloughed, and it might not be as easy to buy a Christmas gift or even set up a tree this year for their families and their children, especially. And so we created an Amazon wish list where you can just click on there and then those toys will be donated directly to our Edinger warehouse in Huntington Beach. And then we were partnering with the Marine Toys for Tots program to make sure that those toys get out to the families that need it the most.
Wow, that's really amazing. You're such an amazing servant leader, and especially with what you do with the credit union. Can you kind of go in depth on when you started this whole servant leadership? You were a young child when you started to pay it forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in West Side Costa Mesa, and my parents, worked full time. And so I started going to an after school program, and there were a couple of volunteers there that really inspired me and, kind of set the pattern in motion for me to attend university. And I just thought, wow, they gave up their time to essentially a kid that was a stranger and so many kids that they didn't know out of the goodness of their heart. And I just always remember that and feel like each of us have to do that, because we don't know how we change the trajectory of a young child's life. Or, we also don't know what people are really going through in their personal day to day. And so when we step out and really see where we can meet the needs of those around us, of our neighbors, or just different community members, I think we're amazed to see what really happens and the heartfelt. People say, they might not remember what you said to them, but they always remember what you did for them.
Yeah, that's a Maya Angelou quote, actually. Yeah, it's so important to make people feel great. So, what else are you doing in the community? You're working with the Marines right now with the Toys for Tots?
Yeah, we actually ended up doing a big Veterans Day event. We honored some local organizations that support veterans and gave some money for them to continue to do the work that they're doing. And, the cadets are out there doing this too. They're always volunteering for different things, and they're the ones that actually help to sort the toys and to mobilize the toys, because you can imagine there's thousands of toys that come in. And they're 16, 17, 18 years old. And so in January, we hope to also financially support the cadets and really, you know, give a little cushion for the families to continue to help the the young adult sort of leadership programs that they're participating in.
So, because of the pandemic, you're not doing a live Toys for Tot event. You're doing just online for right now?
Yeah, we have boxes set up at our branches throughout the community, but we are encouraging people to donate online just because it makes it easier for contactless support.
Is there anything else that you're doing? And also, what is the deadline for Toys for Tots?
I'm a part of Mariners Church, and tomorrow we're actually doing a big event for foster families. It's going to be a drive-through event, and we've also been collecting toys for that. And We need a lot of volunteers to wrap toys and just be there tomorrow. But it's just, again, goes to show that there's a lot of marginalized communities that,
Mhm.
are not going to have things that they've traditionally had. I know with foster families, kids are looking forward to playing with adults or getting together. And so we have to kind of recreate the way that we do things to support them emotionally in, kind of where they're at with everything going on with COVID.
Are you doing any kind of food drive, or are you doing anything at a soup kitchen for Christmas?
Not for Christmas, but in March, that's kind of where we get the frontline workers at Chalk Hospital. And then we
Wow.
did a food drive at all of our branches. And so we did collect a lot of food. Thank you to our generous members and our employees for donating. And then we made sure that we got that out to people that were affected directly by the pandemic. So there is no shortage of activities for us to do. We also have done some virtual cooking demos to just, let people connect with one another during this time.
And let me get you off here. I'm going to remove this.
Yeah,
So, are
one of the exciting projects that we did in September, partnering with the Huntington Beach Firemen specifically, was a blood drive, because there's also a shortage of blood right now in the community. And
guys, yeah.
supporting COVID, supporting our first responders, we thought, if we launch a blood drive and get the community to come, you might not be able to give financially or a lot of your time, but if you donate blood, you do save a life. And those COVID antibodies are also being tested and really being used to support people that are going through COVID right now.
So, are you partnering with the Red Cross, or what's the organization that's doing
Yeah,
that?
we partnered with the American Red Cross on that, and we plan to do another one next year.
And so, what branches are accepting donations? If someone wanted to go to, is it just Orange County, or do you have branches in LA County as well, or San Diego County?
For our blood drive, it's going to be in Huntington Beach.
Oh, in Huntington Beach only. Okay. And
Yeah.
and how about for the Toys for Tots?
Toys for Tots at all our branches. So we have one Lakewood, Fountain Valley, Huntington Beach, Huntington Park, 2 in Costa Mesa. And you can look us up online under Nuvision for locations. But like, you have that Amazon wish list on there, that's just been such a great tool for people to, as they're doing their own Christmas shopping, click on there and really, give hope and put a smile on a child's face this year.
So let me go do a demo really quick. Let me see. Let me pick that one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
See all buying options. Yeah, so that one's probably not available. Let me see. I want to donate here. So this will go directly to my Amazon. It'll go right into the cart. Okay, let me do this Lego. Oh, that's this one here. So add to cart. Proceed to checkout.
And we love getting ideas too from our community on ways that we could support and be helpful. Right now, we're in the process of putting together financial literacy Zooms for a local university and extending that out to the different colleges nearby. So as students go through our modules, then they can apply for scholarships at the end of the year. We know, again, that finances are super tight right now for families, and knowing that your second year or third year college student is going to get $3,000 or $5,000 in a scholarship and learning financial literacy. I mean, we thought that was just going to be a really great thing to do for 2021.
Wow, that's amazing. I appreciate you so much. And one other thing I want to talk about is networking. Weren't you doing a networking event at a local restaurant?
Yeah, we were doing a lot of different networking. Unfortunately with COVID, it's hard to do that, but I'm always up for networking with people. I think some of the best ideas come from just people getting into the room and saying, what is the need and how could we look at things differently? Right now during COVID, everyone's had to pivot. I worked at the chamber before Nuvision, and I did 50 different events a year, including every ribbon cutting for the city. It has to look differently, but we know that there's still businesses that are opening, people that still want to get their marketing and their message out there, looking for those strategic relationships to really take their business and their personal goals to the next level. So any way that we could do that and support one another, I think is going to be helpful, especially as we continue on this, right? A lot of us thought it was going to be kind of over, but it's not yet over. And we still really all need to continue to support one another.
Yeah, more than ever right now, especially during pandemic, it's so important to support small business owners and not really the big box companies, but support your small business because it's really important for us to all come together. As a matter of fact, my guest that was on the 1 o'clock show, I'm going to connect you to her in a private chat. What's the best way to connect? Is it text or Facebook Messenger?
Oh, for me, yeah, Facebook Messenger, or I'm on LinkedIn as well. I try to, be active with these social media platforms because, again, we want to support things in the community, and sometimes we don't know that there's something really amazing going on. And so anytime someone reaches out and shares that with me, I'm more than happy to hear about it.
Okay, so we have about 5 minutes left on the show. Do you have anything that you want to share with my audience? It's going to make everyone's life a little bit better, just making people feel good and going out in the community and making a difference. Do you have anything that you're doing with the homeless community?
Yeah, there's a quote that recently came out, and they said, we're all in the storm together, but some people are on yachts, some people are on canoes, and some people are kind of swimming. And I think we just kind of have to think about that. Like, there are some people that are doing really well right now, but there's a large majority of people that are not seen usually, and they're really struggling. And so I think for me as an individual, my goal is just to try to connect the two. How do some of the people that might have a little bit of resources, a little bit of a margin, be able to help those in the community? And yeah, we're always giving back to organizations that are willing to give a hand up, not a handout. So we work closely with Tender Touch Ministries for one, and Trellis in Costa Mesa, where they really place people in homes and they continue to work with them on wraparound services so that their lives are transformed. And, housing is a big part of it, but also that community. And so we need to support these organizations that are really on the front lines. So to encourage everybody, I'd say get involved. There's a lot of people that are doing a lot of good work. Get connected. And even though it might feel like it's overwhelming, just remember that if you get connected and you change the life of one person, then it means the whole world to them.
It really does. And yeah, I don't know if I told you, I have a travel business, and during COVID, that kind of has been a standstill, but I have my client retention business. So that's been really great during COVID because I'm getting in touch more than ever now and telling people how much I appreciate them. And on a daily basis, I like to call 5 to 10 people and just say, hey, I appreciate you. I'm not calling you for business. I'm just calling to let you know that I appreciate you. And I appreciate you, Nadia. And I can't wait for this to open up. That way we can do some actual live networking at one of the local restaurants here in Orange County.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. And I appreciate you too. And you're right. Sometimes even just sending a text or doing a phone call and telling people how much they mean to you is so important for us to do.
Yeah, because we definitely don't know when our last day is going to be, when our last breath is going to be. And so important. I always say we have 2 dates in a dash. It's important to make the most of that dash.
Yeah, so that's right. And for some of us, that's what COVID has, brought to light, that, what really is important, and then just kind of how frail life is.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you making time for the show today. And guys, it is so, so important to go out there and pay it forward, not just on the Pay It Forward Friday, but any day. And show the people in your life that you celebrate them, not tolerate them. Show them how much you love them and that you're there for them no matter what. And of course, when you're out and about, compliment those that you meet. And if you're going to order through a food app, like say Grubhub or Postmates, after you have that meal, pick up the phone and call the restaurant and tell them how amazing that food was. They're going to feel really great. Restaurants are struggling really bad during the pandemic, so show your love. Thank you, Nadia.
All right. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.